Alan, it's been a big year for Big Hearts in 2012. Can you tell us what you've managed to achieve?
It's been a huge year. I mean, not just for the community programme, but for the club as a whole. But the community programme's managed to thrive. We've managed to deliver 19 different programmes across a breadth of different activities, from health, music, balls, bibs and markers, football programmes, cup roadshows. It's been absolutely fantastic. So it's been, I think, 13,000 people we've managed to engage with, many of whom on more than one occasion. It's just been absolutely fantastic.
To put that 13,000 number into context, Alan, that's pretty much our average attendance at Tynecastle this season.
Until you said that earlier on, I couldn't believe that, but actually gives you, I suppose, an image in your mind just how many people that is. And I think a lot of that is because of the partnerships we've created with schools through a number of our programmes as well. So every time you go into a school, that's 400 people, classes of 30 kids, and we've got lots of different programmes that we've managed to put out there. A lot of it in the west of Edinburgh as well, where Tynecastle is, so it's been very pleasing.
You talk about all the programmes and initiatives that Big Hearts have got running. For example, you've got the football fans and training, you've got the onside, but I think one of the most popular has probably been the music project.
Music project's been great. I mean, I think a lot of people have kind of raised their eyebrows, why having a music project at a football club? But we were one of the first, I think the first club in Scotland to start a music project, because a lot of kids like football. They don't necessarily like playing football, but they might want to come along and watch, or they might like some of the players. But another great motivator for kids, other than sport, is music. They've got to be interested in one or the two of them. So we ran a programme a few years ago where somebody said, look, we'll bring keyboards and drum kits and everything in, and we'll mix that in with the football activity you did, and it was absolutely fantastic. So what we did is we had a spare space up in the Tynecastle suite. We renovated it. We got the help of some of our supporters, guys like Gary Halliday and Walter Kidd, one of our players as well. We've renovated that, and that's been a great hub for kids to come in, groups, community groups, to make music, learn different things about that particular sphere of activity, and actually go out there and deliver gigs. And I think one group during the year actually performed in the Ross Bandstand in Princes Street Gardens, which isn't bad.
Superb variety on offer from all the programmes at Big Hearts. If we were to focus on the football, you look at the grassroots, and in specific the Tesco Bank Football Challenge. That's over 1,000 kids that have been involved in that, and first hand I've seen it on the Tynecastle pitch. It's just proven to be so popular, hasn't it? It
has been. Again, that's been through the relationships we've had with the local schools, and that all came about with us becoming back involved with the SFA football development programme at Hampden. We hadn't been involved for a few years. We managed to reignite that partnership, and one of these core programmes was the Tesco Bank programme, where we went into schools, delivered 6 weeks of football activity for P2s. You've got to remember that traditionally you would go in and work with P6s and P7s. We've come right down the ages to give them an early start and pathways into more activity. And what we then did is we worked with our other sponsors, McDonald's, as part of the partnership. So once they've had 6 weeks of football activity with Hearts staff in the school, we then try and channel these kids into a local football club. And I think we've now got, 35 kids are now playing regular football as part of a team through that particular programme. So again, it's brought everybody together, loads of opportunities, and most of all, these kids are now kicking about, exercising their thumbs on Xboxes. They're out there kicking a ball.
Of course, the big USP of Big Hearts in 2012 was the Scottish Cup Roadshow. It
was. I mean, I think me and you're still getting over the cup final. Every time you think it, you get a big massive smile on your face. So I think we've just about recovered. The roadshow was fantastic. As soon as we won the cup, I remember having a conversation with David Southern, our managing director, and he says, look, we don't want this cup sitting in a box for the duration of the season, gathering dust. Get it out there to the communities, get it out there to the groups, the schools, the supporters clubs, the local football teams as well. And that's exactly what we did, and it was absolutely fantastic, the feedback we had.
Again, it's something that I've seen firsthand at a primary school that you and I went to, and marketing, and you've got first team players and coaches involved as well. It's just, you can see how important it is to the kids, especially to interact with them on this level.
It is. I mean, I remember saying here a few times, when you're lugging this cup round the schools with this big wooden base on it, you can see it far enough, because we did it, I think, on 37 different occasions. But when you get into the schools, it's not just the kids, but the teachers then realise what an iconic trophy it is. 139 years old, the oldest football trophy in the world, and you then actually just hand it to a couple of primary 3 or 4 kids to take round the classrooms, the feel-good factor was up to a 10. The parents enjoyed it because they're trying to hijack you in the playground as you move, as you go out trying to get photographs, and you put the icing on the cake, which is taking a player along with the trophy to tell the kids about the club, to tell the kids about the trophy in the final, sign autographs, hand out tickets for games. It was just absolutely brilliant, and you're getting that buzz. It was 37 different occasions, 10,000 kids. It was absolutely fantastic, and the feedback the club has had from that has been brilliant. And we've also had hundreds and hundreds of kids come to Tynecastle for the first time to watch Hearts in action, which is just brilliant.
Of course, that lays the foundation for bringing in more kids, the future generations of Hearts supporters.
Well, that I think is why football clubs have community programmes. There's two sides. It's important that we go out there and we put good quality community engagement in place, lots of opportunities to get involved in sport or music or cultural activities. Doesn't matter what it is, because football's a hook for so many different things. If these kids and groups and adults or whoever it is have a good experience and you can get them along to Tynecastle, then that's where the club benefits. You know, they might come along, they might buy a season ticket, they might just come to a few matches. You know, if they're younger kids and they're only 7 or 8, they might come and watch Hearts for the first time, but when they're a little bit older and they can come along on their own, hopefully they'll come and watch Hearts as opposed to anybody else. So it's part of a bigger programme of activity, and that's why Hearts as a club support the Big Hearts community programme as much as they do.
It's been a difficult season for Hearts off the park, but you know, we talk about how players, staff have been working in tandem with Big Hearts to try and get these projects off the ground. Everyone really has come together, haven't they?
They have. I think what sets us apart from a lot of other clubs is a lot of other clubs see their community programme as a little bit of an add-on. You know, they might have a community programme because other clubs have got them. But since coming back to the club in 2006, it's been a real team effort. Yes, we've set Big Hearts up as a separate charity, but it's integral in what the club are trying to do on a daily and seasonal basis as well. We get great backup. I don't want to give you credit, Phil, but the comms department, marketing, communications have been absolutely fantastic. The football department as well. I mean, I think almost every player came out to support the road show, and they've supported lots of other activities as well. So every player's been fantastic. We've got a fantastic bunch of players just now as well. You don't get a gripe, you don't get a grumble. I remember Andy Webster going out to Liberton. Now it's usually the football players that get a little bit bored with the kids asking the same questions. It was actually the kids that were getting bored with Andy Webster because he kept giving them mathematical equations to do and asking what they're doing in class, but it was absolutely fantastic. So that, from the players, John McGlynn's been absolutely first class with us as well. He makes sure the players get out there. Gary Lockwell, you don't have to say any more about him, he's very, very supportive. So from the community staff right through to the managing director, everybody, it's a real team effort and everybody really teams together.
What are you looking to achieve in 2013 then, Alan?
We just want to push the programme further forward. I mean, being a charity, we've got to make sure we continue to bring funds in. We're not there to make millions and millions of pounds. If we do, we'll sign Messi or Ronaldo for Hearts, but we're not there to do that. But what we want to do is, first of all, sustain what we're doing, because you know, funds come and go. We want to get the message of what Big Hearts is all about out to the fans, out to the wider community, because that helps us attract funds as well. We want to expand our programmes, but we also want to expand our staff as well. I mean, we've got, I think, 2 football development staff just now. We want to develop that to a team of 4 or 5, so we can go out with Edinburgh, do more work in the Lothians, Borders and Fife, maybe even the Central Belt as well. And the other big thing is we've just managed to get £50,000 of funding from the Heritage Lottery Fund, and we're going to develop a really, really good and impressive stadium tour, a full historical tour of Tynecastle as well, and we'll be able to change that so that if there's any adults want to come in, or the older generation, they can hear a little bit more about the history of the club. But for kids who are maybe primary 1 to 7, they've got different needs. They want something that's interactive, exciting, they want to engage with players. There'll be a different type of tour in place for them as well. So we'd hope to launch that around about March or April. 2012 has been big. Can 2013 be even bigger? Well, after that cup final, I'm not sure. I think we're all looking forward to the League Cup. You know, we've done the Big Cup roadshow. It would be good to do the Wee Cup roadshow as well, or actually take them. We'll have to have a bag each and take that cup round. It'd be absolutely fantastic if we think we can do that. But again, with the support we get from the club and the players as well, we're going in the right places, and hopefully, certainly from a charity's point of view, we can have a cracking year.
Alan, thank you.
Cheers.